And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Tuesday, April 2nd edition. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Told you I'd be in and out as most as I can, a few times a week, hopefully more, but we'll see. But it's been a hectic schedule with the holidays and whatnot. So we are back with you on a Tuesday. We got a 9-game slate kicking off at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Again, if you ever have questions, I'm on Twitter at BDentric, or I'm in multiple Discords. I have my Substack, kcbubba.substack. Check that out. Like on Friday, I wrote down my kind of way I would attack the slate and things like that. If I can't record a pod, I'm trying to help you out when I can. So go check out all that good stuff and we'll get you covered there. But again, 9-game slate for Tuesday. Let's look at the early totals on this one. I watch the weather. It's kind of nasty in the Midwest, heading towards the Northeast these days. So we'll see how that goes. But totals on the 9-game slate, 7:10 Eastern. Tigers, Mets, 8. Braves, White Sox, 9. Don't have one yet in Wrigley because we always wait for weather, but it's Colorado, Cubs, Freeland, Assad, probably getting 9, 10 plus in that one. Blue Jays, Astros, 8.5. Yankees, D-backs, 9. Cardinals, Padres, 8. Red Sox, Athletics, 8. Guardians, Mariners, 7. Giants, Dodgers, 8.5. So a couple 9s in there, and I'd imagine the Chicago one is going to get up there as well. So keep all that in mind. Let's talk pitching on this 9-game slate. Your highest priced pitcher is Luis Castillo at $9,400 at home against the Cleveland Guardians. You can totally go there if you want. I'm going to save some money, though. Shane Bieber, $8,800, my top price guy, going up against those Seattle Mariners, a Mariners team that has been striking out in bunches to start the season. We saw Biebs get the job done in his first start of the year in Oakland. That helps with 6 shutout, 11 Ks over 83 pitches. Velocity, it's not through the roof, but he was hanging around the 92, 93 area, getting up to 95. Those are the things we want to see from Shane Bieber. So I have no problem, $8,800 against Seattle. Framber Valdez at 85 is interesting if you choose. I'd just prefer Biebs at 88, or you can slide down a bit on that one. Yu Darvish, $8,200 at home against the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals bats woke up on Monday against Waldron. Kind of expected that, though. You got Darvish coming off 5 innings, 1 run, 7 Ks against the Giants after that little short outing in Korea. Good to see there from Darvish. When Darvish is healthy, he's very effective. And $8,200 against the Cardinals, I'm on board with that. The Cardinals team that early in the year is not striking out a ton. Didn't strike out a ton last year either, so keep that in mind. But definitely an area you can attack there with Yu Darvish. One of my favorite pitchers on the slate, Brayan Bello. Like I mentioned on some other shows, we want to attack Rockies pitching with bats all day. We want to attack pitching against the Oakland Athletics as much as we can. Tanner Houck was a great play on Monday. Struck out 10 over 6 innings. You got Brayan Bello, who's coming off his first start of the year in Seattle. 5 innings, 2 runs, only 2 Ks. You'd hope for more in that mix, but at 8K against the Oakland Athletics, I'll take my chances with Bello. You just need those Ks to start popping. Ronaldo Lopez, talking about Ks popping, $7,500 at the Chicago White Sox. Love this play. Ronaldo's the 5th in the Atlanta rotation. Obviously a former starter, had a nice spring. Strikeouts have always been a thing for Ronaldo Lopez. Now you get this dreadful White Sox offense that likely doesn't have Eloy Jimenez as well. So you have Lou Bob and a whole lot of other stuff going on there when it comes down to the Chicago White Sox. So Ronaldo at 75, big fan of that price point. If you need a punt, Adrian Hauser is $6,800 at home against the Detroit Tigers. We just saw Sean Manaea slice and dice him. If you've listened to any of my content this year, you should have known I was all over that. Well, Hauser is a guy that had a nice spring. He's always been a kind of formidable guy. Gets beat up once in a while, but kind of like a Kyle Gibson type guy. He's kind of slow and steady, gets you through innings. Now you got a Tigers team that does have some young pop. I'm not going to deny that. At the same time, a lot of swing and miss in the Detroit offense as well. So Hauser at 68 is a punch you can target. So my main pitchers on this slate, and you can use some other guys, and maybe lineups will dictate things later on. But Biebs at 88, you got Darvish at 82, Bello at 8,000, Ronaldo at 75, Hauser at 68. That's where I'd be starting and breaking bread, as one would say, when it comes to starting pitchers. Let's talk about bats on this 9-game slate. Catcher's position, you got Bo Naylor versus Castillo. Naylor's got a slow start to the year, but still love the kid. But you'll probably save some money at this position. Like Elias Diaz at 38 versus Assad. I don't mind a Colorado-Chicago stack. The Colorado offense has been brutal, but you can attack Assad all day. Cheaper options though, like Luis Campusano at 37 versus Mikolas. Love that. Atlanta's always in play. You don't need me to tell you that. But Travis d'Arnaud versus lefty and Crochet at 36, like that quite a bit. If you're going to pay up at the position, $3,500 for Yan Gomes versus Freeland is very, very attractive. So you got like Gomes at 35, Travis d'Arnaud at 36, Campusano 37. Nice little mid 3K wheelhouse at the position. Now, if you want to go down cheaper, if Miguel Amaya is in the Cubs lineup, he's 31 versus Freeland. Love that. Previous season listeners to the show know my infatuation with Amaya because tons of pop in that bat. A lot of pop. Just needs the playing time. So at $3,100, I can definitely get behind that one. And then below 3K, it just depends on who's starting. Like if Connor Wong is starting for Boston, which he should because of lefty Alex Wood's on the bump, give me Connor Wong at $2,900. I'd say great value at the position. If you're going to punt catcher, Connor Wong at 29 is very, very strong in that one. Otherwise, probably going to pass on the rest of the catchers, barring something crazy. First base, the Dodgers are what they are. It's Webb. So if you want to go after Webb, I'm not going to tell you no. The Dodgers are amazing. Webb's been good but not great through spring, and he got through his first start like a veteran would. Still struggled towards the end, but I'm not looking to target Webb on this slate with other offerings. But like Ohtani and Freeman, if you want to pay up, so be it. I'll go cheaper, though. I'll go at least to the low fives and into the fours here. Like if you're going to attack Nestor Cortez, Christian Walker's 5K, that's totally fine. But go cheaper, like Tristan Casas is lefty, but $4,700. Boston should be a great stack. Alex Wood is not good. That's just the easiest way for me to put it. Cheaper plays than that now, going into the 4Ks and below. Like Jake Cronenworth, he's 4K versus Miles Mikolas. I definitely like that. Like I love a Padres stack against Mikolas. Always on board for that. Cheaper options, if Garrett Cooper somehow makes the Cubs lineup, he's 37 versus Freeland. Coop loves hitting left-handed pitching in his career, so that'd be a fun one for you. Going down cheaper, Elias Montero is 34 versus Saad. Again, if you're going with the Colorado look, he'd be a guy for you. Even cheaper, though, now when you go below 3K, like if Toglia is in the lineup for Colorado, he's $2,800. That's a nice value. If some reason Dahlback cracks the lineup for Boston, he's 28. I doubt he will, but he could. You never know. So you do have a few options down here at the position. Second base for you on this 9-game slate. You got Mookie Betts at 64. He's always in play. We got the red hot Ozzie Albies. He's $5,400. Crushes left-handed pitching in his career. So Albies at 54 is just fine on this one. Bogarts at 48 versus Mikolas. I definitely like. If you want to go Ha-Seong Kim, he's second base shortstop. Bogarts is second base shortstop. So you got ways to use both of them if you want. I prefer Bogarts over Kim, but Kim's probably got the higher GPP ceiling because Bogarts just doesn't go deep enough. He can. He could prove me wrong tomorrow. But Kim's got that speed power combo, which is pretty sweet. Down farther, though, you got the likes of Valdez of Boston. He's $3,400. He should be playing second base. Emmanuel Valdez, that is. So check him out. Colt Keith, if you are fading Hauser, he's 3K. That's a good value. I've been using Keith once in a while as a cheapie just because I do think that Detroit team's going to click eventually. They have a lot of very talented young hitters, and eventually they're going to get there. So there are decent value options on the slate. And then Shimaki, if he makes the start for Chicago, he's $2,100. I like the kid's upside. Big-time prospect with Atlanta, kind of fizzled out, got traded. He already homered once this year. I took him late in a lot of draft champions. He's just a nice value play. Like it could be a zero most nights, but he's $2,100. He's got a ceiling that most $2,100 guys don't have. Third base, you got J-Ram at 57. He's always on play no matter the pitching, but Austin Riley's at 56. He looks strong. Rafael Devers, lefty at 54. I love it. Machado at 51. So third base might be a pay-up position because J-Ram, Riley, Devers, Machado, all in play for you if you want to pay up at the position. If you need to save, though, Christopher Morel's only 45 versus Freeland. That's outstanding. Eugenio Suarez, we love versus lefties. He's 44. That's very solid as well. So if you don't want to pay a 5K guy, Morel and Suarez, very, very good options at the same time. Ryan McMahon is 41 versus Saad. Even Yohan Moncada is 4K versus Ronaldo Lopez. Moncada 2 more hits on Monday. So he's a guy. I wish he'd a little cheaper, but Moncada's not bad. But I like that Suarez and Morel at 44 and 45. Lots you can do with those two guys. And then going down cheaper, if John Birdie starts, he's 32. If you just want to punt, Andy Ibanez, he's been playing a ton he was hitting second for the Tigers. If he's in the lineup for Hauser, he's 31. That's kind of interesting. Brett Beatty at 31. Like these are more tournament punty type plays down here. Probably not so much a part of stacks. The one guy he went deep again on Monday is Freeman of Cleveland. He's third base outfield. He's $2,800. He was like $2,300 or something on Monday, so he was he's hitting fifth. He was in a lot of my lineups. It is Luis Castillo, so grain of salt, but $2,800 for Freeman, who's hitting in the middle of that Cleveland lineup that doesn't stink. Shortstop for you got Betts once again at 64, Machado at 51. Yeah, you have three Padres at shortstop. Machado, third base shortstop, Bogart, second base shortstop, Kim, second base shortstop. You just obviously play all three of them. All of them in play. I like Machado. Kim's got the ceiling over Bogarts. Bogarts got the better floor than Kim, so pick your poisons there. Love Dansby Swanson at 49. Cubs will be one of my favorite stacks versus Freeland on this slate. But also, I say that now, watch the weather. Wrigley can always do goofy stuff. So keep an eye on that when you're getting your lineups ready. Cheaper guys, though. Love a Boston stack, like I said. Trevor Story had a nice knock on Monday. He's $4,200 versus Wood. So take advantage of that price tag compared to some of the pricier guys if you want. Ezekiel Tovar's 37. That's a good value at shortstop. Tovar's leading off for Colorado. He's already went deep at least once this year. Brings some power, speed. Leading off is always nice, especially at a reduced $3,700 price tag. So keep an eye on him if you want a cheaper shortstop. And if you want to just completely punt the position, there's a couple guys. You have Oswaldo Cabrera of the Yankees. He's outfield shortstop. He's $3K. He's one you could take a peek at. He is on fire to start the season here. So he'd be one at $3K. And then Blaze Alexander's 29. I'd rather have Cabrera, but Blaze has a GPP kind of appeal to him. But there he is. Brian Rocchio is 26 versus Castillo. If you're attacking Castillo, Rocchio is a nice punt at $2,600. Not a must, but he can be a punt. Outfield for you, Acuna is always in play, especially against Crochet. Soto's on fire. I mentioned Ohtani earlier. But for me, I'll probably avoid the 6K guys for the most part. And like my first guy would be Fernando Tatis at 57. He went deep again on Monday. The dude's he was one of my MVP candidates for the National League this season. Love Tatis at 5,700. You got Alvarez and Tucker. Tucker double donged on Monday. They're both 55 and 56. Prefer Tatis, but if you want to attack Barrios, Alvarez and Tucker are there. You got Nolan Jones at 53 versus Saad. It's pricey, so no one will play him, which is nice. Lourdes Gurriel's crushing it. He's up to 51 now. Keep that in mind. Springer's having a good start to the year. He's 5K versus Valdez. So Gurriel and Springer probably don't even get played on this slate. So you got that going for you if you want to be a little different. Jarren Duran, curious where they hit him against the lefty, but dude just keeps stealing bases like a madman. He's $4,700 versus Alex Wood. Got Ian Happ at 46 versus Freeland. Marcell Ozuna's 46 against the lefty. You know what to do. It's probably one of your better GPP plays than Marcell Ozuna. Just destroys lefties. Now, again, Crochet might not be long for the game. White Sox bullpen sucks. So Ozuna at 46 hopefully gets 2 or 3 at bats versus Crochet and has some fun in that one. Going down to the mid 4Ks and lower, Seiya Suzuki is $4,400. Big fan of that, of course. Going down farther in this one, Tyler O'Neill versus Alex Wood at 43 is extremely attractive. O'Neill versus that lefty situation. You got Adam Duvall versus a lefty at 42. He should get the start for Atlanta. Just know there could be platoon situations there, but that's not bad. McCormick's 42. I prefer something like O'Neill's with the GPP ceiling over McCormick. But if you're stacking Houston, McCormick's a dude. So keep him on the radar. 4K and below now. Ceddanne Rafaela is 4K. Like that versus Alex Wood for your Boston stacks. That is a good spot. Going down farther now, like Kerry Carpenter, if you're fading Hauser, Carpenter at 39's got some pop. So I do like that situation. Parker Meadows at 38. If you want to attack Hauser, get some cheap Detroit action. Totally understand. Going down to the mid 3Ks. Brendan Donovan led off on Monday, had a big game. He's $3,600 versus Darvish. If you're fading Darvish, I'm probably not, but I get the appeal. If Darvish is going to be popular, getting some Cardinals love makes a little sense. Mid 3Ks and below now, like Jackson Merrill's $3,400 versus Mikolas. Merrill hit his first career home run on Monday. He's a very, very talented young ball player. Hits about 8th or 9th most days in that lineup, so you can bring it back with the top of the order for your San Diego stacks. Kind of fun stuff, folks. Brenton Doyle's 33 versus Saad. Don't hate that either. Going down to the low 3s, and we'll head into the 2s for you now. We got Oswaldo Cabrera, like I mentioned, 3K, shortstop outfield for the Yankees. That's not bad. It's Gallon, so I'm not like running to target it, but it's in play for you. A few other ones like DJ Stewart's a pure. Let's hope he hits like 2 dong plays if you need it. Probably don't need it, but just throwing him out there as a total GPP guy. There's Freeman for Cleveland, third base outfield at 28. He'd be one of my more attractive punts on this slate. And then we'll just kind of check lineups because there'll be some more guys that pop up down here. But like if Barossa gets to start for Arizona, he got called up to take McCarthy's spot after he went on the IL. Barossa's 2K. He's a power speed guy, 13 homers, 15 steals last year. And he got like 15 and 22 the year before, hit 275. So he's a prospect, going to make his debut, got called up. See how that one pans out for Arizona. All right, recapping the pitching. Bieber, 88. Darvish, 82. Bayo, 8,000. Ronaldo, 75. Hauser, 68. Hauser's if he's just desperate for a punt. Stacking things up on this slate, the Braves versus Crochet is outstanding. Love a Colorado Cubs game stack for the Cubs side, of course. Few others, Boston versus Wood is amazing on this slate. And then you kind of pick your poisons. I do love San Diego versus Mikolas. So there might be weather in the Midwest. Like I mentioned, the Mets game, the White Sox game, the Cubs game have chances of weather. So if you don't even want to play around with that, Boston and San Diego is plenty good. But I wouldn't mind some Chicago and Atlanta. And there's a couple other pieces to mix in, like I've already mentioned. So lots to like. It's a 9-game slate. A lot of ways to go about it. Like the 7 to 9 game slates are kind of the wheelhouse to get real fun. It doesn't get too many players involved, not too little. Fun little wheelhouse to have. So again, if you have any questions, I'm on Twitter at BDintric. I got the Substack and more for you to find ways to get a hold of me and help you out. That'll do it, folks. I'll be back to you guys later this week with more Quick Hits action. But for now, this was MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Tuesday, April 2nd edition. I'm out.